No, I agree. But and if those women choose to live that way, that's fine. But then don't complain when you don't find the husband that wants to take care of you and respect you and treat you like,
like you're sacred.
Exactly.
And you're completely correct. So yeah, you have to deal with the consequences of your actions. Me and you and most men are fully aware that we make certain choices in our life. And when we make those choices, sometimes they're hard forks that alter our life in one way or the other. And that's just the way it is. And that's the way life is going to be now. And it's irrevocably changed. I think that the idea that you can erase your past or erase your mistakes is something that's sold to women a lot more than it's sold to men. I don't think it's true in either case. But you see, you'll meet homeless dudes on the street. You'll see them on interview videos who've been shooting heroin their whole life. And men will never say something so stupid like, well, 10 years ago, I was dating this girl and she asked me if I wanted to try heroin. Here I am. Whereas former porn stars, porn actresses will be like, well, I met this guy who said he wanted to be my manager. And then he said that I should do adult movies. So then I had sex with 500 dudes on camera and got famous and got popular and got this big Instagram and was living a great life. But now, that guy manipulated me.
Yeah.
I think that the ability to sell your mistakes to someone else, to choose someone to bear your sins for you is something that outside of the Christian community is uniquely female. And only women can do this. Men can't do that. Mm-hmm. So it's hard for us to even watch someone try to justify it to us,
Yeah. And that's what's happening a lot. I totally agree with that. Yeah. You nailed it on that. So now, it's amazing to me after speaking to you and your brother and realizing that you have a lot of respect for women. You have a lot of respect for your children. I mean, that's obvious with both yourself and Andrew. And then you get tagged with this nonsense. And the reason I say that, again, is because you have a platform, you have a voice, you're successful.
Yes.
And for some reason, maybe you disagree with the current, administration or the current people in power, and now you got to go through this.
The way that the law could be weaponized is honestly terrifying. And it's terrifying to me. I'm going to give you an example. Every single girl who I've met has been investigated as a potential victim of mine. Anyone I've ever met, for any reason, any woman that I know has been investigated and questioned. If they could find her, they'll question her. You're a potential victim because of Tristan because X, Y, Z. So everyone I've met are all in this potential victim pile of papers, yes? This is the scariest thing that's happened to me. A girl who's 24 years old, who I still know. I saw her last week. She was at a restaurant with me last week. Still know her. She said in the interview, she went there without a lawyer, not knowing what the interview was about. And they said, where did you first meet Tristan? And she goes, at a party. Okay, where was the party? In a hotel reception. Did Tristan invite you? No. Who invited you? Well, my friend's sister was invited by Tristan, and this girl brought us along to the party. And you met Tristan there. Yeah, that's where I first met him. Nothing happened. It was a handshake. Mm-hmm. How old were you when you met Tristan? I was 17. Okay. They released a public statement saying that they're now investigating Tristan Tate for the potential attempted trafficking of a minor. How sick do you have to be? This person is a 24-year-old woman who I still know. The fact that the first time she shook my hand at a public party in a reception hall of a hotel was when she was 17 years of age, they wrote that down in their little statement, and everyone I know is a potential victim, so she's a potential human trafficking victim. Like I drive my car around and throw kids into my car. You do that kind of shit in Romanian jail, as I'm sure in English jail.
You get killed.
Well, I mean, my Romanian is rudimentary. I could speak Romanian, and all I'd speak about with the other cellmates is what we do if the pedophiles were put in our cell. It's a fun topic, and we mean it because you know I've got kids, and a lot of the people in jail are fathers, and these people are sick. But to say that because I met someone when they were 17, a 24-year-old woman now, this is when I was 29 then, so that's a long time ago. Because the first time I shook her hand, she was 17. If you can look this up. Tristan is being investigated, not in the file. It's not gone to court, but we're investigating the idea that he might traffic minors. What the fuck are you talking about? This woman's never worked for me, lived with me, never given me any money. I've never bought her anything. I barely know her. She's a friend and an acquaintance who comes out when I invite people to nightclubs. That's it. It's really sickening what the law can do and how they can use this to try and destroy your name.
Yeah, well, that's what it's all about. They're trying to paint this picture of you and putting it in everybody's mind that this is how you treat women, so this all has to be true, all these allegations.
But no woman I met has ever said that.
Let me ask you, how many charges are actually against you both?
So some charges are against Andrew and some charges are against me. The charges, I believe, are forming an organized criminal gang. No idea why. I've got an extra charge. The trafficking and exploitation. And I've got one for inciting violence. So essentially telling people to go beat people up and stuff. Not beating them up myself, but telling people to. And my inciting violence charge, I'm going to tell you that all the evidence against me, right? A friend of mine, a female friend of mine, told me a story on WhatsApp where she got into an altercation, pushing and pulling kind of altercation with another girl. The event had already happened. And afterwards, because it's WhatsApp, and, you know, I talked to her, I've known her 10 years, like I'll talk to a friend of mine. I went, ha, 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 yeah, real funny, kick her ass. That's it. That's why I am charged with the incitement of violence against others, because an event had already taken place. I laughed about it and said, kick her ass, when these two girls, I heard they were pushing and pulling each other over some nonsense, clothes or something. I don't know what it was.
How did they get the WhatsApp? Because that's supposed to be encrypted.
No, they didn't get the WhatsApps from, in fact, I know what they got and what they didn't, but they pulled this from that girl's phone. They pulled this from that girl's phone. But essentially, I'm like, how can I have incited the violence if the confrontation had happened before? One, that doesn't make any sense. Two, even if I said before, if she said, oh, I'm arguing with this girl and I said, kick her ass, everyone says stuff like that all the time to everyone. I'm not ordering a mob hit to go and like beat this person up. However, they'll put the charges down. They'll make the charges sound bad. They'll put your name in the news. They'll drag your name through the mud. When this does eventually get seen, I like to believe, by a high court judge of Romania who looks at this and says, oh, well, this isn't inciting violence. Cool, 3 years have passed. 3 years have passed, and my life they've attempted to ruin my life. I'm having a wonderful time. This is very enjoyable to me. These people are, you know, they're trying to, I guess, I don't know, upset me, and it doesn't work, and that upsets them. But they're trying to destroy my life. So I can't really ever have justice now, even at this point. If they dropped it all tomorrow, cool. I've been under arrest for 5% of my life, Michael. Like, what kind of justice is that? There is no justice, because justice is balance, and the people who've done this to me will never suffer any repercussions, which is sad, but I really don't care. I find it very funny.